Hey everyone, it's Tablet Guy, and today we're back with a new video where we'll be showing some of the great smartwatches like the S3, the Lemfo LEM6 and also the Zeblaze Thor. Now, we need to know which of the smartwatches are the best, but you know there's a big difference in the prices of each other. Some of the prices are extremely high, like of course the Samsung Gear S3 is around $350. Now the other ones are within the range of below $130. See whether you know the comparison is just, whether the price increase is justified or not, so you be the better judge of that. I will just be telling you about the specification, so stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, so first in the comparison list is the Samsung Gear S3. We like to start with that because that's the most expensive watch. It's an IP68 rated, which means that it can be submerged in the water up to 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes. That's something great, but it's not that good because if you're not a swimmer and you're not someone who goes to water that often, you don't really need it, you know. But I would say that, you know, in terms of rain and, you know, places where you need to wear the watch and you don't need to take it off while washing your hands, it can be somewhat good. You can also like take a shower in it, but it doesn't mean that, you know, it's something that I will look forward to. What I will look forward to is the specification, and the specification are not that great. It's got a 1.3 inch screen with a 360 x 360 foot color, Corning glass, and it's got a Tizen software, which is in the operating system 2.3. It's got a chipset Exynos 7270, which is a 1 GHz dual processor. Now, it's also got a network, which is an LTE embedded SIM card. It's got connectivity with Bluetooth. The memory is 768 MB with a 4 GB ROM, and the battery is 380 mAh, which runs around 3 to 4 days. But you know, I would say that, you know, the software is made compatible with the hardware, so it really syncs with each other and gives the maximum performance. Now, what I could say is, comparing to the other smartwatches, this smartwatch so far has been tested by so many people and they are sometimes very happy with it. They've got the additional features which they can download from the internet, and they can install some new gigs as well. Plus, you know, it can also work with different kind of phones, but it's preferably working with Samsung Galaxy phones, which are recommended by the manufacturer. Now, this is somewhat a monopoly because, you know, sometimes you don't have that luxury. Now, let's go to the other ones and see if the other ones are able to work with it. Well, one of the considerable feature that I think Samsung doesn't have is the camera. So are they going to install it in the future? Well, we don't know, and we can just wait and keep watching. What I can say is that let's go to the next watches and have a comparison with them. The second smartwatch that we are comparing is the Lemfo LEM6. It's a 3G smartwatch, whereas the Samsung was 4G LTE. That doesn't make that much difference. It looks really good. It doesn't have a camera on it, but it's got 1 GB RAM and 16 GB ROM. Well, that's quite impressive. It's also got a IP67 waterproof anti-loss. Now, I don't know what the anti-loss means, but it's only for $129.99, which is very impressive. It's got a free shipment if you buy it from websites like GearBest and all that. Now, if you go into the details of the specification, it's got a 1.4 inch AMOLED screen, whereas the Samsung was having a 1.3 inch. It's got a 0.1 inch bigger screen. It's got a CPU of 1 GHz quad core. Now, if you remember, the Samsung was a dual core 1 GHz processor, and but the processor is different. Samsung makes their own processor. This one is an MTK6580. It's got an Android 5.1, which is latest off the shelf. It's got a 1 GB RAM and 16 GB ROM, as I have said before. It's also got a Bluetooth, and it's got a place for a nano SIM card, a GPS, pedometer, music, entertainment, you name it, it has it. Now the best thing about the watch I see, the looks. It's got great looks, and it's got a 3G functionality. Now the battery of this watch, comparing to Samsung, is much more, because the battery on this watch is a 550 mAh built-in battery, and the Samsung was around 380 mAh. Now I would see that it would work pretty well. It would work around day or 2 or maybe 3 days, but depending on the usage. And I see that the watch is a very good watch. I would highly recommend it. Now comparing to Samsung, yes, there would be some ins and outs, some ifs and buts, but I think it would be a very good solid comparison for that price. Now let's go to our third watch, which is the Zeblaze Thor. Now the next watch that we're going to feature is the Zeblaze Thor. It's a multifunctional smartwatch that can be used instead of your phone in some of the occasions. It's a quad-core CPU watch, and it's got a built-in 3G nano SIM card, which you can insert very easily. Now it's got a ROM of 16 GB and RAM of 1 GB, and you can use to dial, message, listen music, take photos, etc, etc. Also got a GPS navigation, which is very unique for a Chinese smartwatch. Well, if you didn't think that the Chinese watch can actually do it, it can. It's got a lot of features. It supports nano SIM card with a 2G GSM and a 3G network as well. Now it's got a Wi-Fi as well, and you can connect with your web anytime, any place. It's got an Android version 5.1, and it also has a Bluetooth to connect to your phone and synchronize all the information. It's got a 1.39-inch Super AMOLED touchscreen with a 400 by 400 pixels. Not only that, it's got a 5 megapixel camera to take clear photos. Now what else can you ask for? And the price, $99. If I were you, I would have taken it right now.
like a hurricane to my heart till it falls.